Hey, I just had an idea. Can you imagine what Facebook or Twitter would have been like back in Lizzie Borden's time?
Oh my gosh, could you imagine the headlines? Can you imagine the tweets? Oh my goodness. They would have had a field day with Lizzie.
Our Haunted Travels with your hosts, Sean and Marianne Dawn.
Well, hello, parapeeps, and welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels. I am your host, Sean Donnelly.
And I'm your co-host, Marianne Donnelly.
Hey, this video we are talking about some of the fake news back in the day during Lizzie Borden's time. And yes, there was some fake news back then.
Some?
Well, quite a bit.
Especially about Lizzie.
And we have some of it that was actually documented in the book that we picked up while we were at the Lizzie Borden house. Right there. It's actually kind of a cool book. But this is the Treasury of Victorian Murder, the Borden Family, or the Borden Tragedy by Rick Gary. And it's actually illustrated almost kind of like a comic book, so it was very easy reading for me. But there was a section in this book where I thought, well, we got to do a video about this because this is kind of interesting.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then you got one more.
I do.
To add to this.
I do.
Okay, so back in the day, of course, there was no internet, no television, no radio, that kind of thing. Okay? What was the communications of the time? Newspapers.
Mm-hmm. And they generally reported everything.
Everything. Marianne stubbed her toe. Sean tripped getting in the, going down the steps.
The Donnellys have a visitor in from Swansea.
yeah. So can you imagine, like, YouTube notifications? You have to... All right, anyways. All right, so some of the things that was reported in the Boston Globe, which in the day was a very respected newspaper. Mm-hmm. Very respected. And they put out some scandalous articles.
Yeah, they weren't very kind to Lizzie. They were one of the ones who was not on her side.
No. And, the newspapers and stuff, that's where the little rhyme and, sell newspapers and that kind of stuff, they kept playing on it. And, because people... they were just enthralled in the case. It was a national, whatever. But listen to some of these stories that came out. Okay, ready? Mm-hmm. So the first one, on the night before the murders, Lizzie had informed her father that she was with child, and they quarreled violently. This was printed in a national newspaper, the Boston Globe.
And now they, yap and say, "Oh, you don't have any facts to back that up."
Yeah.
They've been doing it forever.
It's been going on for a long time, folks. Fake news has been going on for a long time. All right, so here's another one. Lizzie was seen the next morning peering from an upstairs window, a hood over her head. Yeah,
I've actually heard that one before.
I heard it that she would do that at Maplecroft, but this was the day after the murders, which the bodies were...
still in the house. Yeah.
Warm.
Well, I'm sure they had gotten a little cooler, but yeah, it was pretty quick.
All right, here's another one. The Borden sisters paid a fantastic sum to Bridget Sullivan for her silence. That one I have kind of like a tendency to kind of like maybe that happened. Mm-hmm. In our previous videos we said, well, I don't even know that she returned to the house. She had to get her personal belongings.
She did come back to
Unless
the house.
She took them and, I'm out of here.
She did come back to the house, but then they said that they didn't need her services anymore.
Yeah, and then she left and went to Montana.
Mm-hmm. Eventually to Montana.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
So...
And, by the way, married a guy named Mr. Sullivan. So Bridget Sullivan, when she got married, became Mrs. Sullivan.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Sullivan. Didn't have to change her monogram.
That's correct.
That's pretty interesting. And then there's that story of her that she had that secret. She thought she was on her deathbed. And,
I'm surprised that wasn't in the Boston Globe.
Yeah. But, okay, so the way these ended up, these fake news stories, here's how they ended up. The stories were soon retracted, and I'm sure they buried something way on the back in the paper. But the stories were soon retracted and as complete fabrications, and their author shortly died under questionable circumstances.
I thought you were going to say got a big bonus for selling more newspapers, but he died.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, well,
under questionable circumstances?
Questionable circumstances. Quite interesting.
Was Lizzie around?
So this is a pretty cool book. If I could find a link on Amazon or on their...
I think it's on... I think that they still have it on the Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast website.
Okay. If they do, I'll put a link down in the description if you guys want to check this out. It's actually kind of cool. So, but you remember reading one other one that wasn't true as well.
Yes. Actually, after the trial, there were 2 different occasions when it was reported in the newspapers that Lizzie Borden was engaged. And one time, she was even allegedly engaged to one of the men who were on her jury.
No way.
But that was a complete fabrication as well.
And then, of course, they retracted it and buried it.
Yeah. Yeah. Fake
I'm
news.
sure there were plenty more that, that we don't have documentation.
Because every day they were putting something in about Lizzie, especially during the trial. Yeah. And how much of it was accurate. Yeah. And how much of it was
I'm sure
hearsay.
Everyone gathered around like, are you kidding me? Just kind of like Facebook. Twitter. Did you see that tweet? Is that true?
Yeah. But see, Lizzie, she wasn't going back at him saying, you people are all liars. And
That would be interesting.
You need to stop spreading rumors about me.
So we'll have to ask her later tonight, folks. Tonight at 9 o'clock, I'm going to be interviewing Lizzie Borden live right here. Something wrong with your eye?
I don't know. Maybe I got a little twitch.
We're going to have to ask her some of these questions, what she thought about these fake stories that come out.
I'm sure she wasn't happy.
Join us tonight, 9 p.m., live, right here on Panic D Videos, where I'm going to interview Lizzie Borden, and you guys can ask her questions. See what happens. If nothing else, tune in, see how we do it.
I was going to say, I wonder how he's going to manage to pull this off.
All right. Hey, do you have anything else you would like to add to this video?
Nope, just that, I'm sure there's plenty more stories out there where these came from. And if you can find any other weird, odd, fake Lizzie stories in the news, post those down below.
Put them down in the comments. We would love to see them.
Yeah. It would be really cool. It would be really cool to get some copies of the original newspapers.
Here we are, the teacher, educators, giving you some homework.
That's right.
If you find some fake news reports about Lizzie Borden, put them down in the comments.
That's right. Share away.
Yeah. Hey, till next time.
Thanks for watching.
And happy hunting.
Let us know if you like this video by hitting that thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to see more videos from us in the future, support our channel by hitting that subscribe button and dinging that bell so you get notified the next time there's a video from Panic D Videos.
Thanks for watching.
Happy hunting.